There's something that's called post-traumatic slave syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. Another book, another resource. But one thing it shows, and even in Richard Wright, and some of the other scholarships of people who have gone through civil rights, Jim Crow, being enslaved, is this idea of not being able to mourn, not being able to grieve, right? Because it's dangerous to do so. We don't have time, or even the emotional wherewithal, capacity. Think about it, even about our trauma, secondary trauma, or vicarious trauma that we experience when we have seen so many shootings, so many things of police brutality on TV, right? On video. And sometimes becoming numb to that. Or I don't even have the capacity to cry or to even feel depressed. Or being in such a protective mode, sustained arrest, that I have to protect myself emotionally, physically, that I can't even check in about what's happening. Can you imagine people who are being beaten or abused in some ways, or watching somebody else? Well, if you start crying, that's why these things were done in a public square. And I'm getting a little deep, just, as far as trauma. But this is why people were hung or beaten in the public square, right? Because it's also led to psychological abuse. And also helped those who were empowered to make sure that people stayed in their place. Am I going to start crying and weeping when I see someone being lynched or abused or, whipped in a sense? I can't grieve, because now then I'm going to be. Yes, do you understand where I'm going with some of those things? Because I'm just showing how these things are layered, not just with family, but also within groups of people, if you think about that. So how we are even able to heal or experience grief can be very deep.